twilight lies gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran fast, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land under the fray, and the home of the brave. Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight to invade the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save. Stand of the brave, the US of A. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free, and the
Welcome, race fans, to the Dominos TYJ Racing Renegade Dirt Series, race number 2 of 10 in the Sprint 360 here at Volusia Motorsports Park. We are live on All Pro Broadcasting. Joining me in the booth right now, I do welcome my good friend Gary Sexton. How you doing tonight, Gary?
Oh, I'm doing great, Robert. Looking forward to this high-speed dirt action tonight in Volusia. It's going to be awesome.
Yes, sir, Gary. As the fans will come to learn, I don't know a whole lot about dirt. This is our second track we're racing on. We're going to rotate between Eldora, Volusia, Williams Grove, and USA. This is our second, like I said. I understand this sounds to be like a much faster track. Explain that to us real quick.
Sure, Robert. Yeah, it's a lot faster here. Not much faster than Eldora. You get around the same lap times in the 14s, low 14s. It's a lot wider. I feel like there's a lot more grooves, a lot more opportunities to pass tonight than there was last week at Eldora. But yeah, much like any of these races at the beginning, the fast line is going to be on the bottom, and yeah, it's going to be exciting.
I tell you what, we are definitely excited to see this. Again, fans, we are offering our free large Domino's pizza to the fan who picks the winner, not of this race. We have got two very exciting races for you tonight, fans. In just a minute will be the B main. The top three finishers of the B main will automatically transfer to the A main. The A main, which is the second race, which will start around 9:20 tonight after this one is over. That is the race you want to get your pick in for the winner at halfway point, which would be half of 42 laps, which would be 21 laps. I'll explain all the details, fans, so you can get your free pizza. Just make sure you tune in here, Gary. Looks like we do have a lot of fast drivers at her tonight. How's it looking on the qualifying so far, Gary?
Yeah, the guys are quick tonight. Corey Heffron right now sitting on the pole with a 14.2. And Giovanni Bramante, the boy wonder, 14.3, sitting in second with Shane DeVolder, 14.305. So it's thousandths of a second off of second place. This field is just like last week, is real tight. And yeah, last week's winner Scott Sanderson's way back in 17th right now, so he's gonna have a lot of work to do if he wants to repeat.
I tell you what, I don't know if Scott Sanderson's crew needs to work on his sprint car a little bit more, or if they need to adjust some of their settings with their tire pressures or something. But you're absolutely right. He's definitely going to have to do some work here. What else can you tell us about this track, Gary?
Yes, this track, to me, when to start, it seems a little more thick, a little more wet, a little more, hard to trudge through. Cars seem to, bog down a little bit more. And the big thing for me here is there's this rut that's going to form right around the start-finish line as we get some laps on the track. And that'll really upset cars as you're trying to, if you're coming off the bottom, you're trying to drift up to the wall and then dive back to the inside. It's going to want to actually send your car back outside towards the wall, and it makes it kind of hard to get your car back to the bottom if that's your preferred line. And it also, can be kind of risky there with guys running right next to the wall. It can send them into the wall and they'll bounce back off, and next thing you know, we have a big crash. But this track is not easy to drive, but it is fast, it is fun, and it is wide, and I look forward to seeing multiple racing groups tonight, and maybe a little more passing than we had last week.
That sounds really exciting, Gary. Looks like most of these guys are finished their laps. Why don't you go through the starting top 12, which will automatically transfer to the A main.
Yes, 10-4. So in first place right now, we still have Corey Heffron with a 14.273. Ryan Hill jumps up to second here with a 14.289. Giovanni Bramante in third. Shane DeVolder in fourth. Derek Walker in fifth. Seth Foudy is coming in sixth. Buzzmore in seventh. Judd Danielson in eighth. Ninth is William Roberts Jr. And 10th is Ronald Klein rounding out your top 10. It looks like here in 11th we have Will Davis. In 12th we have William E. Moore. 13th we have last week's winner Scott Sanderson. In 14th we have Robert Fitzpatrick. 15th is Paul Krumray. And in 16th we have Vernon Margheim. 17th is Thomas Conheady. And 18th is Jeremy Crandall. 19th is Kyle Kamer. And 20th is Ray Richer. And 21st is Scott Simile. 22nd, Ivan Garcia. And 23rd is Russ Coe, rounding out your field. These guys here in the back, they have their work cut out for them tonight if they hope to transfer into that A main. As we get ready here to start the first B main, or the first main, which would be the B main. We're getting ready to start that here as these guys are going to grid up and roll out and get this underway.
Thank you, Gary. These guys are lining up. They're getting ready for the beginning of this race. And like you said, actually going to have a new group of guys starting the race because the top 12 transferred over. So if you will go through the starting lineup of the B main, which will be starting the position number 13 on the board, you will get it. If you follow what I'm saying, Gary.
Sure. Yep. On the pole for the B main is Scott Sanderson, and starting his outside is going to be Robert Fitzpatrick. In third, we're going to have Paul Krumray. Fourth is going to be Vernon Markheim. Fifth is going to be Thomas Conheady. Sixth is going to be Jeremy Crandall. Kyle Kamer in seventh. Ray Richer in eighth. Scott Simley in ninth. Ivan Garcia in 10th. And then rounding out the B main field is going to be Russ Coe. And if I'm not mistaken here, we should be transferring over 3 guys from this B, and then everyone's going to have a last chance to qualify in the AMA room after this, with us only keeping 20 guys. So 3 guys are going to go home as the field waits to get rolling here. They're sitting behind the pace truck. These 700 horsepower 360 sprints, man, they are really hard to see out of. So something we're gonna look forward to, look forward to tonight. Is something I talked about a lot last week. It's no different at any track we go to. Is reaction time with these cars. You close in on guys so fast that you just kind of have to hope when you get it on the inside of somebody that they're not going to come down and crowd you, or you're not going to drift up into them, because once you just make the slightest contact with somebody in these cars, they'll get crazy, and next thing you know, you're probably going to be on your lid. As the field starts to roll out behind the pace car, we're going to do 2 pace laps before we get under green here. And so this B main here is going to go by quick. It's only 25 laps. Cautions go by fast. Cautions are on for the B main. Scott Sanderson leads these guys around here.
Thank you, Gary. Going over a few things with the drivers. Looks like we're getting ready to have the green flag here. And this is going to be one exciting first race tonight, guys.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm sure Scott Sanderson is loving this. He didn't have a good initial qualifying spot, but he's lined up here on the pole for the B main, so he looks to get out in front and transfer over, and then get another chance to try to qualify over there in the A main. As they hit the backstretch here, the backstretch is it's kind of curved, not quite fully straight. So you got a nice long sweeping curve as they come around turn 3. The pace car is about to dip off the track, and they're going to get underway here pretty quickly. And then Scott Sanderson gets a good jump on the field with Robert Fitzpatrick with about 4 or 5 car length gap behind him, and then they're side by side for 3rd place with Vernon Markheim and Thomas Conheady. And Conheady's looking to get the inside here on Vernon Markheim as he, I'm sorry, that was Robert Fitzpatrick.
Scott Sanderson has jumped out to a great lead here. He is being tracked down ever so slightly, Gary, by Paul Krumray in that number 8. And like you said, Vernon Markheim is making a beeline on him. These drivers, like you already mentioned, probably are going to be taking a different line around here. This is going to be a short 25 laps. So you got to get it done early. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, you got to get around the cars as early as possible. With these fixed setups, it's real hard to pass the guys in front of you. So once you catch somebody, you got to get into a different line and try to get around them any way you can. And you're going to see guys using a little muscle to get by today, as it looks like Vernon Markheim is getting to the inside, going into 3 of Paul Krumray. And Vernon Markheim's in a good position here. He should be able to drift up just barely in front of him. But, see, there you go. They get into each other, and Markheim gets by. So that's what you're going to have to do to get around these guys. Use your back end as a little bit of a battering ram if you want to get by guys and try to do it as cleanly as possible.
Yes, looks like not much damage there at all with that contact. Looks like Vernon does get that position. So move Vernon Markheim up to the second position, and he's going to set a V-line on Scott Sanderson in that 193. He's going to be a tough guy to catch. And looks like Paul Kermrye is going to try to catch back up to Vernon. And we got side-by-side for 4th and 5th.
Yeah, back here in 4th and 5th, we could throw a blanket over Robert Fitzpatrick, Thomas Conheady, and Ray Richer. Ray Richer with the preferred line on the inside right now. He should be able to get a good run off the bottom and get side-by-side with Thomas Conheady and hopefully clear him coming out here under the backstretch. And he does. And now he's going to set his sights on Paul Kermrye.
Yes, like you said, picking the right line to get around this this dirt track, which is a little bit different shaped than Eldora. Eldora is more of an oval. This is more of, what would you call it, a D-shaped track?
Yeah, it's pretty much a D. It's got a nice long curve back straightaway, which really helps the cars pick up a lot of speed going into 3 and 4. And you can really feel it when you get to the bottom of the racetrack, right next to the wall. That sensation of speed is really there, and that's where I look to see a lot of passes going. Looks like we have a yellow flag on the track.
Yes, I'm looking right now to try to find the cause of that yellow flag. We'll get that pulled up real quick here, fans. Did you see anything, Gary? We had 11 good laps so far. Looks like the 72.
Yeah, it looks like the 72 of Ivan Garcia. He kind of takes a wide line. He's as let's see who's in front of him there. As Scott Similey's on the bottom right beneath him. He kind of rolls up the track and kind of chops the nose off of the 72, and the 72 of Ivan Garcia gets in the wall hard and goes for a little bit of a tumble down the front stretch, but gets it going straight, and he keeps it rolling. So hopefully he can collect his thoughts a little bit after getting his cage rattled, going upside down, and get it back going straight, and hopefully contend for a transfer spot.
Yeah, I tell you what, I just saw that replay. It looked like he got up in the air a couple of times. He landed back down on all 4 tires, so that is really good for Ivan.
Yeah, it's quite the ride in these things. I know I flipped a few times since dirt's been out, and it'll definitely disorient you a little bit. And hopefully he's going to pull it in the pits here and hopefully get things straightened out. Check all the tires, make sure none of his suspension is too badly bent. I imagine his wing's going to be kind of messed up, but hey, got to do what you got to do to get up here and transfer into the A main.
Yeah, so it looks like for the restart, we're still going to have Scott Sanderson leading, but that does give everybody a chance to catch back up. It looks like Vernon Markheim in second. It's going to be right on the back of him. Paul Kermrye is going to try to take back advantage and get back connected. Get back up to the second place position if he get around Vernon.
Green flag.
I'll let you take the start.
Yeah, with this caution, this bunches the field back up. That giant lead that Scott Sanderson got when those guys were racing side by side behind him is now erased. So, Vernon Markheim, he's a man on a mission. I ran a race with him before this session, and he was out there up front the whole time, pushing his way to the front. So he's gonna really try to steal this B main win, I feel like, and it looks like they're gonna be getting the one to go here. And yep, the lights in the pace truck are out, and when they get the green flag, there's gonna be 11 laps to go in this B main.
Yeah, I think we're already back up. Looks like Scott has definitely got a great start here, and Vernon is just trying to catch up as we're on lap 18 now. That's okay. These laps do go by quick. No big problem at all there, Gary. Looks like in third position, Paul Kermrye has not been able to get back around the second place driver, but we do have a battle here for third and fourth. Thomas Conheady is trying to make a move. Looks like right now, I just lost my spot. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's trying to hold off Ray Richer, and Ray Richer just gets the bumper put to him by Kyle Kamer, who's on his outside right now, and Ray's manages the whole position. Oh, we got crash right in front of Ray, and Ray gets into the car of Thomas Conheady as Conheady flips and the caution is out. Big wreck here.
Yeah, that looked just like a matter of... It looks just like Thomas Conheady was a little hot It was a little hot back there behind the.
Yeah, he the track's starting to wear out on the bottom, and he slipped off the bottom, and just drifted a little too high and got his back tire into the wall, spun around. Ray Richer had nowhere to go, and then the cars are coming in from behind real fast, and like I said, the reaction times are real hard to react, and the car of Scott Simley gets into the back of Ray Richer, and then up the track he goes into the outside wall. And you can't really just get on the brakes in these things without losing control in them, and it's a shame to see cars get tore up, but that's part of the product here.
Yeah, so that's exactly what happened. We're going to have a shootout here with just a couple laps to go. Do you see anybody who might can give Scott Sanderson a run for their money here on these last couple of laps?
Yeah, Vernon Markheim in second. I think he's going to be his only challenge here with these last couple laps. But the starts and the restarts that Scott Sanderson's been getting consistently in this series, I don't know. But I'd like to see Vernon get up side by side and see what can happen. And once they get side by side, the guys behind them, will catch up to them, and we could have a four-way battle for the lead. And there, the pace truck hits the back stretch. It looks like they're going to go green this time by. I am live this time, so I should be.
No problem at all. No problem. I tell you what, this has been an exciting race so far. That's the cool thing about dirt racing at the Renegade Dirt Series at Dominos TYJ Racing on All Pro Broadcasting. By the way, this is the All Pro Broadcasting Dirt Renegade Showdown. Green flag is back out.
Yeah, the green flag is out, and Scott Sanderson doesn't get nearly as good as a jump as he normally does with 2 laps to go here. And Vernon Markheim just clips the inside wall, and that's going to kill his momentum as Paul Krumrey is going to look to get to his inside. But look for Vernon to charge hard here on this last lap as Scott Sanderson starts to pull away. And it looks like Vernon Markheim is going to have to protect his position if he wants to stay in second, and hopefully they don't tangle up and lose out of the transfer spot here. And as they come around, it looks like Scott Sanderson is going to take the win in the B main. And Vernon Markheim is going to finish second, and Paul Krumrey is going to finish third.
Yes, sir. That's an awesome race. If you will go over the complete results here real quick, and take your time if you want. Fans, we're going to have interviews real quick for the top 3 finishers. So stay tuned here, and I'm going to give you all the details on how you won that large Domino's pizza. Again, you're watching the All Pro Broadcasting Renegade Dirt Showdown on All Pro Broadcasting, the best broadcasting in iRacing. Go ahead there, Gary, with the results. Yeah, go. I'm sorry, Gary. Go ahead with the finishing order there.
Yep, Scott Sanderson is going to finish in first. Vernon Markheim is going to finish second. Paul Krumrey is going to finish third. Kyle Kamer is going to finish fourth. Ray Richer is going to finish fifth. And sixth is going to be Jeremy Crandall. Scott Simley is going to finish seventh. Robert Fitzpatrick in eighth. Russ Coe, the first car a few laps down with 5 laps down, is going to finish ninth. Thomas Conheady, 6 laps down, is going to finish 10th. Ivan Garcia, we saw him go for a little tumble earlier. He's going to finish 14 laps down in 11th. And Ryan A. Hill is going to round out the field 25 laps down. So he appears to have had some trouble at the beginning and missed the race.
Yes, he could have technical issues. There's no telling exactly what happened. Gary, I'm going to go ahead and let you interview our third place finisher. That will be Paul Krumrey.
Yeah, Paul. Yes, sir. We're here with Paul Krumrey. Am I saying that correctly? Hopefully, I haven't been butchering that through the broadcast. But you brought it home third here in the B main, and hard to pass out there. I know we can see from up here, but what did you do to get to third and then stay there?
Well, yeah, it's Krumrey, but that's okay. I've been called worse. I was in second, and Vernon and I got a little bit together, but that's racing. But I was just trying to hold off everybody behind me and kind of follow Vernon's line a little bit. Was trying to get under him there the last caution, but he beat me at the line, and it was fun. I was finally got up here in the B main, and I'm looking forward to the A main.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing you in the A main, and we wish you good luck tonight.
Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Gary. Thank you, Paul. We'll see you in the next session in just a few minutes. Now in second position, finishing in the B main, Vernon Morgan, you had a good run there in the 33. You almost got to Scott Sanderson, especially on that restart. You just barely touched the inside wall. What could you have done different to get the win here? And tell us how you're prepared for the A main.
Well, I learned a little bit on this race. Hugging that wall is about the best way you can go on a fresh track. Once the track gets worn in, that middle to high line tends to work itself in, but I had him on the inside. He shut the door on me. He had every right to do it. It was a good move on his part. I just barely clipped that wall, barely held on to second. I got to say, it's a surprise. I'm not really good at dirt, and here I am jumping into the 33 tonight and seeing what I can do.
Well, congratulations. You do automatically transfer. You will absolutely be racing in the A main coming up in just a few minutes. You do have a great looking car there. Again, thanks for being here. We'll talk to you in the next session.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you, Vernon. And now we're going to have Gary interview the winner of this B main.
And we're here with Scott Sanderson, winning interview again for the second week in a row, but this time it's in the B main. Tell us how you maintained and stayed out front in this race.
I really don't have a reason for it. I'm not really with it today and feeling a little bit under the weather. Got a pounding headache, so I'm just kind of find out where the traction's at, really. I mean, it's about all I got. Volusia is by far my worst track out of asphalt and dirt combined.
Yeah, well, you still showed them how to get around here in the B main, and we hope you feel better. And they say that guys that are feeling a little under the weather, sometimes they kind of overcompensate and perform a lot better. So we look forward to seeing you charge the front in the A main.
That's how it was when I was a bowler. So we'll hopefully see if it works out for sim racing too. But thank you.
Yes, sir. Congratulations, Scott. We'll talk to you in just a few minutes. Again, fans, we're going to take just a few-minute break. I do want to remind you, you are watching the All-Pro Broadcasting Renegade Dirt Series Showdown on All-Pro Broadcasting, the best broadcasting in iRacing. We're going to take just a couple-minute break here, fans. Go over a couple things, let the crew get this track prepared for the A main. You do not want to miss that. That is exactly where you get the chance to win the free large 3-topping Domino's pizza. Gary, thank you for being here. And fans, we'll be back in just a few minutes, and that time we will go over the standings.
Yes, Robert. And during this break here, we have a little video that I put together earlier. It's me driving around the track, talking about the lines and some of the things that the guys are going to be going through out here on the track, so you, the fans at home, can get a better understanding of how hard it really is to drive these cars around here. So we look forward to seeing you guys at the A main broadcast.
See you in a few minutes, fans.
All right, everybody, welcome to Volusia Speedway down here in Florida, to the site of tonight's Renegade Dirt Series race number 2 in this short 10-race championship series. And I'm sitting here in my Dominos TYJ Racing Top Shelf Cup Series 360 wing sprint car, all 700 horsepowers of it. And we're just going to go over a few things about the track and about the car that you're going to be seeing in tonight's A main. So the first thing you notice when sitting in this car is it's the biggest thing I've been preaching since the series started, and you'll hear me ramble on about tonight, is how it's so hard to see out the right side of these things. Now, when you're going down the track, and you'll see when we get out there on the few laps, things are happening so fast. The reaction times are so quick. You have to be on top of the wheel the whole time. You really don't have time to be looking side to side, but even if you wanted to, it's going to be really hard to see cars to your outside. So you're going to see that the quick ray around this track is on the bottom, and you're going to have to be diving it to the inside of guys if you want to pass them, because it's really hard to pass with this fixed setup. So when you dive it to the inside, you're going to have to trust that that guy knows that you're down there and that he's not going to come down on you, or you're going to drift up to him, because it's going to be really hard to see him. Now, I have an Oculus Rift on, so I can look all around this, and that's fine. But a lot of these guys will be running 3 monitors, maybe even 1 monitor, and you don't have that luxury to look around side to side. So really trusting the guys around you to pull off clean passes is going to be really important. So let's get out here on the track and run a few laps and see how it goes. Now, when we first get out here on the track, you're going to notice a few things. As I just roll, the car wants to pull to the left. And that's because these are set up in a way that they're going to go as fast as they possibly can left. And in particular, with this fixed setup that we run here in the Dirt Renegade series, and once you get to full speed, which is pretty much full throttle around this whole track, you might have to get off the throttle a little bit when you get next to a car, or you're trying to make a pass, or as the track starts to wear out. But most of the time, you're full throttle. It's really imperative that this car is set up in a way that's just going to drive itself, basically. And you're kind of there to guide it to make sure it doesn't get too far sideways and out of control. But as we get up to speed, we're gonna run a few lines. The first line we're gonna run is a high line. Now, initially, as the track is wet and sticky, this is not going to be the preferred way around the track. It's kind of slow up here, and you can feel it. You can feel the car kind of just bog down as you go around this track. The preferred line is going to be right here along the bottom, right up as close as you can get to this wall. You don't want to get too far sideways. You want to let it kind of drift up here and then right back to the bottom. Kind of point it right to the bottom, cut off the corner, and back around. They got a long, wide, sweeping back straightaway. This track is shaped like a D, and the shortest, most fastest way around this track is going to be the way to go for these guys, especially in a 40-lap race. Now, there's going to be 20 guys on the track, and the track state will reset to 10%. So, initially, for the first half of this race, you're going to see most of the passes being done on the bottom, and most of the guys protecting the bottom. That's the part you want to protect. Now, that runs. There's a few things that could go wrong with running the bottom, and the big one is driving into that wall. You'll see a lot of guys. They'll try to cut off the bottom, and they'll drive straight into the wall. And particularly here with Lucia, it's you kind of turn in, and you think you're turned in, but then all of a sudden you're right against the inside wall, and that's really important that you keep it off the inside wall. Now, as the track wears out, you'll start to see colorations in the track where it's a little darker in the more sticky, wet spots. So you're going to want to be up. You'll see guys maybe kind of move up to the middle, try a different line. And that's one of the few ways you're going to get around guys here is if you try a different line than they're running, because you're not going to get by somebody by running the same exact line as them the whole time. You can to catch up to them, but if you want to get around them, you're going to have to put your car somewhere else and try to make that work. One last thing about Volusia as we come around here to the front is anyone that's ran this track knows that there'll be a rut that forms right here in the start-finish line, and what that's gonna do is as we come back around here, we'll run one more lap around. When you hit that rut, it's gonna want to send your car to the right. Now, if you are too close to the wall already, it's gonna put you in the wall. You're gonna hit it, and your car's gonna jerk to the right, and then you're gonna have to hurry up and get back to the inside. So look for that tonight. In tonight's Dirt Renegade Series race from Volusia Speedway, and enjoy the show.
Hey, this is Garrett Smithley, driver the number 0 JD Motorsports Chevrolet, and you're watching All Pro Broadcasting.
Welcome, race fans. Thank you for your patience. Welcome back to the Dominos TYJ Racing Dirt Renegade Series. You are watching the All-Pro Broadcasting Dirt Renegade Showdown here live from Volusia Speedway. If I failed to mention that earlier, my apologies. We are racing 4 different tracks over the next 10 weeks. This is race number 2, week number 2 of 10 in this Sprint 360. Joining me in the booth is Gary Sexton. How you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing great. That was a real exciting, relatively clean B main. Looking forward to getting this A main out of the way and seeing who transfers in. Just wanted to go over the top 10 in points coming into this week before we get started, so you guys have an idea. And Scott Sanderson is first in points, and we saw him transfer over from the B main, so he's first, looking to maintain his lead. And second, we have Shane DeVolder. Third is William Davis. Fourth is Curtis Young, who I don't see in the field tonight, so that's going to shake up the point standings a little bit. And fifth, we have Judd Danielson. Sixth, we have Buzz Moore. Seventh, we have Robert Fitzpatrick. In eighth, we have Scott Simley. Ninth, we have Ray Richer. And 10th, we have Thomas Conhenny. So these point standings are going to get shaken up quite a bit here tonight with Curtis not being in there. But, with Scott being a little slow in the first qualifying session, look to see what he can do now and if he can maintain his points lead as well. And just watching a few guys here lap the track under qualifying. It looks like Thomas Conhenny's going to jump out to first with a 14.5, and now he's just overtaken by Giovanni Bramante, and William Roberts Jr. jumped him too, so William Roberts Jr. is in second, and now Corey Heffron jumps up to first with Giovanni Bramante in second. William Roberts Jr. has just been knocked out. Oh, he's still in third. Scott Sanderson jumps up to fourth, so he's going to have some work cut out for him. As these guys, as they qualify, the field's getting shaken up quite a bit. But still, you can pretty much throw a blanket over everybody. The top 9 cars, all within 4/10 of each other. These are it's like restrictor plate times.
Yeah, I tell you what, this is definitely going to come down to who can get the best few laps started in the race, who can take advantage of restarts if we do have them, Gary. And that's going to be what it's going to come down to, and who can stay out of trouble. On these dirt tracks, anything can happen at any moment, at any lap.
Yeah, that's right, Robert. These dirt tracks are wild with not being able to see out the side of the cars, and slide jobs and multiple lanes of racing and ruts and bouncing and bumps. It's every racer's dream scenario out here, and it makes for a heck of a race.
One other thing is we did have the crew I don't know how you say it, Gary. You have to explain it to the fans because I'm not real familiar. But the crew got out there. You tell the fans what they did to the track so they'd be prepared for the next race.
Yeah, so during that break, the B main, the track got worn in a little bit and got kind of slick and packed down. So the track went out there and watered it down quite a bit. Tried to break up some of the spots that were packed down, and we got a nice, grippy, wet track to start with that'll hopefully wear in nicely over the run. And the guys who can find the right line to get around the track with this wet surface, and then that they can adjust to their racing line according to how the track starts to wear. That's going to be the guy you find up front.
Yes, Gary, if you want to go over to the fans exactly how the free pizza giveaway works, that will be perfect, and we'll have the greeting and the starting of this race in just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, so here at Dominos TYJ Racing, those of you who have not been with us before, we do a free pizza giveaway, and all you have to do is text your winner prediction by halfway to the number you will see on screen here in a minute. I don't have it offhand. Or you can vote in the race chat. You vote for your winner. The first person to vote and successfully guess the winner of the race before halfway will receive a free large 2-topping Domino's pizza are carry out only. We do not deliver them in our sprint cars. And as you can see, the number there to text to is 919-883-7497. And you just text your winner in by halfway. First person to do it will win their free pizza. And I mean, who doesn't like free pizza? I know I do. I can't win it. I'm broadcasting, so I can't win the pizza. And then when I'm not broadcasting, I'm racing, and I can't win the pizza then. And so I implore you guys to get out there and vote for your favorite drivers and try to get yourself a free pizza and just enjoy the race tonight. It's gonna be a blast, and we look forward to putting on a good show as guys are just rounding out the field here to finish up qualifying. Got about 5 minutes left here in qualifying as we try to sort out the running order and who's going home and who's gonna start this A main. We're only taking 20 guys, so 4 guys are going home, and we look forward to seeing the guys who transferred in what kind of race they have, and 45 laps here goes by pretty quick, so don't blink your eyes, it'll go by real fast.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, this is going to go by fast, Gary.
And we're just telling them, Robert, that you're down there crunching the numbers, trying to figure out who's going home and who's staying. Have we gotten that figured out yet?
Go ahead.
Yeah, it was Robert's. He's working diligently as the admin and owner of this league as well. So he's in there trying to figure out these numbers. iRacing doesn't quite have the system set up the way we need it to operate our series, but we have the best guys in charge trying to make this as fair and as exciting as possible. And we look forward to hearing from Robert here when he's finished up. About 4 minutes left until we get this race started. We'll talk a little bit about the track and the cars. I don't if you guys were watching. We played a little video in between the two servers here where I took some laps earlier on, and it's this driving this dirt stuff is on one end of the spectrum it's pretty easy. It's just wide open. Try to keep the car in control, but on the other end you really got it's a bit of a chess match. You really got to be in the right spot, the right time. You got to have good reaction time. You got to be able to work around guys and run where they're not, but be fast while doing it. If you're going to run the bottom, you got to stay off the wall. The ruts build up, the car gets upset. The slightest bit of contact will get your car all bent out of shape, and man, this is crazy. I'm just up here broadcasting, and I enjoy running these cars, but I was going to sit out this first season. I knew it was going to get pretty wild, and I just wanted to kind of be a spectator and help talk about it and help people understand what's going on.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Gary, this is exciting. We've had to figure out on the qualifying. We've got a B main, a last chance qualifier, which fans was actually the qualifying session you may or may not have had a chance to witness. And then the A main coming right now. We got some new drivers at the top of the board here. Ryan A. Hill was one of the slower drivers. Matter of fact, I'm not sure he did very well at all in the B main, but he was able to put down a really fast qualifying lap here, Gary, at a 14.512. So he is one of the last chance qualifiers who makes it into the A main. That's exactly why we decided to make a couple of adjustments, Gary, for our format. For some of these guys who might have had a bad race in the B main, to get a last chance to get in the race. That's exactly how dirt racing is from what I understand. So we got Ryan A. Hill, took advantage of that last chance qualifying session to move up. And I think another driver may have done the same at this point. I'm not sure off the top, but we've got some really fast drivers. And like you said, Gary, these times are incredibly close. And one more time for the free pizza giveaway, the number you want to text, we can show that again, is 919-883-7497. Or you can, like Gary mentioned, you can mention in the live chat if you're watching on your device. Another thing we want you guys to do, ladies and gentlemen, fans, this is the All-Pro Broadcasting Dirt Renegade Showdown. All-Pro Broadcasting is the best broadcasting in iRacing. Make sure as you're watching, you click the subscribe button. Fans, that way you get the alerts every Sunday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night when we race at Dominos TYJ Racing. So you don't miss any chance to win the large free Domino's Pizza gear. We've given away about 22, 23 of these over the last, 25 weeks, it seems like. And now that we're racing on Sunday nights, fans, it gives you one more chance to win a free pizza. So we're giving 3 pizzas away every single week. Make sure you click subscribe on All Pro Broadcasting. We're going to get All Pro up to over 1,000 subscribers, so make sure you click that. It looks like in just a couple minutes we're going to be gritting here for the start. Gary, what are you expecting for this race?
That's a lot of pizza, Robert. We really appreciate you feeding all of us. Yeah, I'm expecting a lot out of this race. I'm expecting close action. We got some guys up front that haven't been up there before. We have guys that usually are up front in the back as they start to grid up here. I'm going to go through the running order. And we've got Derek Walker taking the pole with Ryan Ahill qualifying second here, with, like Robert said, in the last chance qualifier. Buzz Moore at third. Corey Heffron fourth. Giovanni Bramante is fifth. Judd Danielson's going to come in sixth. Scott Sanderson seventh. Seth Foudy eighth. William Roberts Jr. is ninth. Robert Fitzpatrick is 10th. Thomas Conheady is 11th. William Davis, always fast on the dirt tracks, coming in 12th. Shane DeVolder in 13th. Kyle Kamer 14th. Paul Crumry is in 15th. Ray Richer in 16th. Jeremy Crandall 17th. James Nunn 18th. Vernon Markheim 19th. William E. Moore 20th. And I'm not sure, Robert will have to confirm, but in 21st we have Ronald Klein, Scott Simley in 22nd, Ivan Garcia 23rd, Russ Crowe in 24th. I'm not sure if they will be racing. I believe we're only taking 20 guys into the A main, but Robert will have to confirm with that. And as these guys sit here on the grid, get ready to go, we look forward to an action-packed race. Tough to pass, but you can do it. In the race we ran earlier, we did a little practice race earlier on. With about 15 to go, I restarted in 16th. I finished in 4th. So I know you can get to the front, and I look forward to seeing the guys that really challenge themselves to get up there.
I tell you what, Gary, this is going to be very exciting. This is only our second race out of 10, like I mentioned before. We got some big names up front. And these guys are going to race this hard. We do have a number change. Buzz Moore is in the 187 tonight. He originally drives the number 11, and that car is filled by William Davis. So if you're trying to follow Buzz Moore, fans, make sure you're looking for the 187. Things happen really fast on these dirt races, and I want to give you that quick update on car numbers.
Yes, Robert, we appreciate that. And just to confirm here, did the 21st to 24th drivers, did they go home? Did they not qualify for the A main?
That is correct. We actually had 4. We had Seth Foudy had some internet issues that allowed one more driver to get in the race. So actually 3 went home: Scott Simley, Ivan Garcia, Rusco, and Seth Foudy, who had internet issues. So we do have 20 racing tonight, and the best man will win.
Yeah, Robert, that B main is imperative in that last chance qualifier to get your times up. And these guys that don't make it, we hope they go out and they practice and they come back and they look to have a strong running the next time around.
That is absolutely true. I'll let you take this start for us, Gary, and we'll try to keep up with this fast-moving position changes in this race.
Yeah, as the pace car hits the backstretch and gets ready to dive into turn 3 and 4 and get off the track, Derek Walker's going to lead him to the green with Ryan Ahill improving his position from the B main and getting up there in the second on his outside. I think the preferred lane's going to be the inside here, but you never know. So pace car's getting ready to duck in, and Derek Walker's already off with a big lead, and Ryan Ahill's in second. We're side by side for 5th place back there with Judd Danielson on the outside and Scott Sanderson looking to his inside. Derek Walker still has a pretty decent lead with Ryan Ahill running the bottom line a little bit lower than Derek Walker, so we look for him to gain some ground if that continues.
Yes, looks like we already have caution. I was fortunate to be looking at what was happening right there. It looks like the 93 of Shane DeVolder was involved in that. We'll take one quick second to get this replay pulled up.
Yeah, Robert, I'm looking at it here, and it looks like Shane just gets into the... Oh, yeah, there you go. So Shane was running the inside line, making good ground on the cars in front of him. Made a little bit of contact, but I don't think that's what upset him. what happened was there's a gap here in the track on the inside wall, and he was kind of pointed already a little close to the inside wall, and his back tire just clipped the tires, and then he got up into the looks like the 58 car of William E. Moore clipped him, spun it around, and kept it going straight. Not too much contact. He should be okay. Might have to pull in and check that back tire from hitting the tires.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, this is something I talked about in my little ride around. You know, you get to the inside there. It's such a fast way around the track, but it's you're right on the edge of disaster the whole time, and you have to be real mindful of all the parts of your car that stick out, because something like that can happen. You may think you're clear, but your back tire clips the inside wall, and next thing you know, you're going up into the car outside of you. And you know, fortunately for him, no one hit him, and he just spun it around. He didn't get upside down, so he should be able to continue. And with 40 laps, 39 laps to go, he should have still a fair chance to get up to the front.
Yes, so that was an early caution. We do expect to have a lot of green flag racing here, and it's going to be very interesting to see how this track changes. Of course, as the time goes by, the sun sets, moisture comes down onto the track. I'll let you take this restart. Go ahead, Gary.
Yep, the pace car drops in. Derek Walker gets a big jump again off of Ryan Ahill. Buzz Moore is right on Ryan Hill's back bumper with Corey Heffron looking to his outside, but Derek Walker, class of the field right now, is pulling away as we got side-by-side here for second place. Buzz Moore with the preferred line on the inside, but he can't quite pull off the pass, and he as Ryan Hill gaps him a little bit. Look for these guys to continue racing hard in every spot, especially when they get side by side with Giovanni Bramante looking to the inside of Corey Heffron. That's a good.
Yeah, that's a good battle, and there's battles all over the track here. I tell you what, Gary, you got battles for first, second, and third. You got battles for 15th, 16th, and 17th.
Yeah, that's a product of the dirt racing. You get guys side by side all over the track, and right now, just kind of going through the field looking for the best battle. We got Paul Krumray to the inside of Ray Richard here back in 13th place, and these guys are all over each other with Kyle Kamer right there in the mix too. And William E. Moore's right in the mix. Oh, and they make some contact. Ray Richard gets into the side of Paul Krumray, and that allows William E. Moore to close in and get underneath Ray, because Ray just drops 2 spots there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, we got a car flipping. It's your leader, Derek Walker, on his lid.
We'll get that replay pulled up real quick. While we're doing that, fans, it does definitely look like the leader. Yeah, I got the replay pulled up here, and man, another thing, he drifted up to the outside and got caught by the opening in the track. His back tires clipped the wall, and upside down he went, and Ryan Ahill scoots by on the outside. Fortunately, doesn't collect anyone else but himself, but man, that's a heartbreaker being in the lead, and he took quite a ride there. Oh, he did get clipped by the, looks like the Buzz Moore machine clipped him a little bit and kind of sent Derek back into an even crazier tumble. So I don't know if his crew's going to be able to fix that car after that big tumble. Yeah, that was something else. I tell you what, that even shows that the leader can even misjudge a corner. These cars are running at speeds that in the fast changing track conditions, even the leader can make a misjudgment there, Gary, and get into the wall. And once that happens at these speeds, he's just along for the ride.
Yeah, as that track starts to wear out, it gets really slippery, and if you're not careful of the angle of attack at which your car's at, your back end can slide right up into that wall, as you just saw, and that's it. That's it for your night. These races are so short; it's hard to get back to the front. It's unfortunate to see things like that happen, but these guys will learn to keep their cars going straight and find the lines as they wear out and try not to let their cars slide like that. That's You know, that's a mistake I'm sure he wished he could take back, but it happened, and we're back under green with Ryan A. Hill getting a good jump on Buzz Moore with Corey Heffron in third. And Giovanni Bramante is in fourth. We got a side-by-side battle back in sixth place with Will Davis looking to the inside of Judd Danis, and he's got the preferred line. Judd's going to try to hold him off on the inside, but I think Will is going to be able to. Yep, he's going to be able to pull in front, slide up in front of Judd. But Judd's going to try to shoot back to the bottom. If he can stay to the inside, if Judd can stay to the inside, but I think Will's going to shut the door, and he does. So move William Davis up to sixth place.
Yeah, I tell you what, and that big change in the last caution does change everything. Looks like we had Ryan A. Hill take the lead, and we do have another caution. Do you see that number there, Gary?
Trying to find it here.
Looks like the 93 was involved in that one. That would be a
Shane DeVolder. Yep, he could just 3 wide racing coming out of the turn. You know, I talked about this too in our video. It's really hard to see out the right side of your car, and it's very easy just to drift up off the bottom and not know that there's a car there, and that's what happens. He comes up and clips his back tire and down to the inside wall. Not too hard a contact, so he should be able to keep it going again.
Yeah, I tell you what, he didn't get much damage at all, and absolutely, when you've got three wide racing there coming into the corner, and like I said, I've never raced these cars before in real life. I have never raced them in iRacing, but obviously, you've got to make a decision at some point coming off the corner, Gary, and you can explain this to the fans if you want to. You've got to make a decision to get out of the gas for a half a second so you make sure you don't have contact and you're able to continue to race with no damage.
Yeah, you do have to make that decision, but that's a pretty hard decision to make as a racer, and you're trying to complete a pass. You know, you think you have all this momentum, but since you're on the bottom, your car gets bogged down a lot more than those guys who can carry that momentum on the outside. So you think you have that space. You can't see because that wing hangs down, and then next thing you know, you're sliding up into the car next to you, and generally the car on the inside is going to be the one that takes the brunt of that hit. With the way these cars are set up, they're pulling to the left. All you got to do is have a little bit of contact on your right front tire, and you're going to spin around. And if you're near the wall, that wall's going to come up quick. But yeah, so we have Ryan Hill. He's out here in first, looking to get this underway and build a big gap again. We've got we're almost halfway through this race, so we want to get your picks in for your pizza order as we go back under green. And it looks like we have Corey Heffron to the inside of Buzz Moore for second. He's got the preferred position. He's going to look to try to drive off the corner, but Buzz has the momentum on the outside, and he's going to maintain that position. But Heffron's still on the inside, the shorter way around the track. But he loses a lot of momentum as Giovanni Bramante closes into his inside. And Gio's going to look to his inside. He's going to try to keep it off the wall, and he's got a good position on Buzz Moore there, or on Corey Heffron as they battle for third place. Giovanni's going to try to slide up here without making contact, and he can't quite do it as Corey Heffron keeps his momentum going on the outside. But I think Bramante's going to be able to complete the pass because he's taking the shorter way around the track. He's going to slide down here. He's going to look to pull the slide job up back in front of Corey Heffron, and he does. So move Giovanni Bramante up to third place.
Yes, fan, you just witnessed a textbook perfect slide job pass. He was able to maintain control of his car. Giovanni Bramante was. Both of those laps, it took him a couple laps to get it accomplished, but he was able to get it accomplished, no contact, and he's moving forward.
He sure is, and now we have Scott Sanderson. You know, he's finding his way to the front. He's making a move for fourth place on Corey Heffron right now. He's got the preferred line on the inside, and Will Davis is closing in while they battle side by side. And look for Will Davis to capitalize on both of them racing side by side and hopefully get to the inside of Heffron. And Scott Sanderson tries to move his way up to fourth place and try to get up to the lead.
Yes, as you're watching that on the look up front, it looks like for the lead, Ryan A. Hill definitely has this wrapped up right now. He's got about a 5, 6, 7 car length advantage over second place Buzz Moore. Go ahead. We
have a side-by-side battle of Giovanni Bramante, another textbook pass. Oh, he can't quite complete it for second place as him and Buzz Moore are side-by-side heading into one. And Giovanni Bramante gets the slide job and pulls up, and he's going to look to close down Ryan A. Hill with only a handful of laps left and a pretty big gap. But the way Giovanni's running this race right now, he may be able to catch him and get him.
Yeah, thank you, Gary. Like I said, does move Buzz Moore and that 187 back to third. We got in fourth place a hard-charging 193 of Scott Sanderson. He just got around Corey Heffron in that number 51 machine. Running in sixth, we have Will Davis in that number 11. Behind him, we have William Roberts Jr., and we do have a caution.
Caution is out, and there's 6 laps to go. We probably will get this restarted. Wow. I got to catch my breath.
Looks like it was the 33 was involved there, as well as the 72, I think.
Yeah, I'm looking back here, following Vernon. Yeah, so we have a situation. We have a car with Jeremy Crandall way up on the outside, Vernon in the middle, and the car behind him is James Nunn. So they were 3 wide coming off the corner. They kind of touch each other, and then Vernon, classic, hits the inside wall. It's something I talk about.
Yeah, again, the 33 hit the inside wall like Gary was saying. And that just sent him right up into the 73. That original contact was not a big deal, but it was that second contact by the 33 of Vernon Margheim. Just hard racing, in my opinion. You make a slight misjudgment there.
Yeah,
things happen like that. Go ahead, Gary.
Yeah, it's real easy to do. The best of the guys, our leader was dominating the field. He made a mistake similar, but with the outside wall, it's very, very easy to misjudge that turn with that gap in the wall. You don't realize, you think you got it cleared, and then all of a sudden it's just jutted out right there, and up the track you go, and ruins your day.
Yeah, so that absolutely happens. And tell us who you think might have a chance to beat Renegade Hill.
Yeah, I look at Giovanni Bramante. This is exactly what he needed. He was charging through the field, and now he's right on the back bumper of the leader. We look for Ryan Ahill to get a good jump on this restart, but if Giovanni's anywhere near him, I know Giovanni, he's aggressive, and he's going to put his car where he needs to be to take the lead. And the pace car drops in, and Ryan Ahill gets a good jump with putting a big gap on Giovanni Bramante, and that's exactly what he needed to do. And back there for third place, they're getting pretty racy.
I tell you what, this is a dirt track. Behind first and second, it's almost like a dog show on the dirt track. These guys in the back, I'm not trying to compare them to dogs, but they got their tongues out. They're trying to wipe the mud off their tongues, and they are trying to get every position they can here in these last, looks like about 7 laps.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. They're right on top of each other. They're moving around really fast. And Scott Sanderson did the same thing. He just kind of got into the wall there as he was trying to make a pass on Buzz Moore for third place, and that allowed William Davis to close in right on his back bumper. Ryan Ahill still out front with a good gap, but Giovanni Bramante is closing the gap. But
yeah, he sure is. He just took the high line on the straight. He might have misjudged that inside corner. Of course, don't ask me to comment because I don't know. He is still trying to closing on there. Looks like the real battle's back here for third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Go ahead, Gary.
Yep, back here in third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. We got William Davis trying to work the outside lane, which has surprised me. He's more of a low line guy, but he's trying to work the outside lane to get around Scott Sanderson, and Scott Sanderson's working the inside lane to try to get around Buzz Moore. So there's lanes all over the place, and it's crazy. And it seems like all of them are closing in on the leader. So we look for a good battle here with only looks like about 6 or 7 laps to go.
Yeah, these are clicking off really, really fast. According to my calculation, 42-lap race. We're on lap 40. So we got one more lap before the white flag.
Okay, 42 laps. So, yep, we're coming
to
the white flag.
And it looks like nobody's going to have anything at this point. For Ryan Ahill, he's got this one, looks like pretty well, unless he makes a huge mistake on this last lap. I'll let you cover the last lap.
Sure, yeah. Ryan Ahill, he's going to pull it out of turn 4, and he's going to take the checkered flag here after qualifying in the last chance qualifier. And that we look to Giovanni Bramante to finish second and Buzz Moore to finish third. But they're still moving around here pretty quick. Do we have 45 laps or 42, Robert?
Should be 42.
All right, yeah, so the checkered flag is out here, and Ryan Ahill takes the win with Giovanni Bramante finishing second and Buzz Moore finishing third. Scott Sanderson clawed his way back up to fourth place, and William Davis is going to round out your top 5. What a race.
Yeah, that was something else. That was some great moves by Giovanni Bramante to get back up as close as he could. And I tell you what, if you'll take a second there to go through the finishing order, I will try to get these guys ready for the interviews.
Yeah, so Ryan A. Hill doing his donuts, coming in first, with Giovanni Bramante finishing second. Buzz Moore is going to finish third, but Scott Sanderson is going to finish fourth. William Davis is going to finish fifth, and William Roberts Jr. is going to finish sixth. Judd Danielson's going to bring it home in seventh, with Robert Fitzpatrick in eighth. Ninth is going to be Thomas Conheady, and William E. Moore is going to round out your top 10. Finishing in 11th is Shane DeVolder, and finishing 12th is Paul Crumray. Ray Richards is going to finish in 13th, with Corey Heffron coming home in 14th, and rounding out your top 15 is going to be James Nunn. Kyle Kamer is going to finish 16th, and he's your last car on the lead lap. Your first car, multiple lap downs with 12 laps down, is Vernon Markheim in 17th. Saw him have some trouble. Jeremy Crandall is going to come home in 18th, 13 laps down. 19th is going to be Derek Walker. Heartbreaker for him. Took the pole, had a huge lead, and gets it into the outside wall. Gets bit by the Volusia alligator there, it looks like, and he's going to come home in 31 laps down in 19th. And Ronald Klein's going to round out your field in 20th, also 31 laps down.
Thank you so much, Gary. Go ahead, Gary.
Yeah, I was just going to say, what a race. We had great showing, great battles for the lead. I can't believe it.
Yeah, I tell you what, these things go by fast, fans, and we are going to give you the results of the free pizza winner here in just a few minutes. We've got to get a couple things lined up first. We know everybody out there wants to hear from the top three finishers of this race, and these are three guys who really put on a show, and I'm really excited to talk to them. I'm going to let Gary take the third place finisher of Buzz Moore here. I'm going to bring him into the broadcast booth. Go ahead, Gary.
And I'm here with Buzz Moore finishing third in tonight's Dirt Renegade Series race. And wow, was that as crazy as it looked from up here? As you guys battled hard for third, fourth, fifth, second, all those positions. Seems like everybody was running a different line, and it looks like you found the line that worked, and you're bringing it home third. Tell me how you got there.
Buzz Moore. Yeah, we're going to go to the second place finisher real quick. We're going to talk. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, we're going to go to Giovanni Bramante. I'll let you interview him real quick.
And we're here with second place finisher Giovanni Bramante. Man on a mission tonight. Wow, we saw you make some moves, some real aggressive moves to get yourself in the second place. Some very, very clean textbook slide job passes. And was that as awesome out there for you as it was for us? Tell us how you got the second.
Yeah, I was really working, and I got past 51. And I just kept on working up, and I got past Buzz. And I couldn't really, we got a caution, and Ryan was really, really good on the start. So then he pulled away. I was catching up to him. Then I made a mistake and just pulled away. And just really a great race.
Yeah, Gio, that was some awesome moves you were making there. I'm pretty sure you passed. Don't quote me on this, but you passed a lot of cars, and it just goes to show that you can pass cars here if you find the right line, and you certainly found them and brought it home in second. Is there anyone you would like to thank tonight for your second place finish?
I'd like to thank Judd, Dave, and the whole team.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on bringing it home second tonight. I know it's a lot better than last week's finish. So we look forward to seeing you next week.
See you next week. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Gio. Now we're going to bring up into the actually, I'm down here in Victory Circle. It took me a few minutes to get down here. I had to track through all of this dirt and mud. Of course, it's not as muddy as it was earlier. But I have caught up with our winner tonight, Ryan Hill. Congratulations, Ryan. You hit a second place qualifying time. You brought it home first. What was the difference, Ryan? And what happened to you in that B main?
I didn't race the B main.
Gotcha. So how were you able to pull off this win? We had a lot of fast drivers here.
I guess having experience on dirt maybe had something to do with it. I don't know. Mainly being up front, I guess, was probably the biggest thing it was, because there were a few cautions, and I didn't know. I haven't seen what happened in the cautions yet, but I guess being up front and staying up front and having good restarts was the main beneficiary of winning the race tonight.
So give us a real quick explanation of your real dirt experience. Tell us what you raced on dirt or what you've raced on dirt in the past in real life.
Well, I actually started in dirt in like a little Dodge Neon. Go ahead and laugh. That was full 4-banger car, put a roll cage in it, you're good to go. Then we went on to Super Streets, which is pretty much the same thing as the street stocks in here. And then currently I also run a crate late model, is what we would call it in real life currently.
Well, that is exciting. I tell you what, we're happy to see you get your first win in the Dominos TYJ Racing Dirt Renegade Series on All Pro Broadcasting. You're planning on racing the remainder of the 8 races. I think you missed the first race last week. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, I did. Unfortunately, work got in the way. I didn't get home until late Sunday evening and missed the race. That was unfortunate. But glad to be back here. Glad to be part of Dominos TYJS Racing as far as the dirt and the Top Shelf League, and also the racing for Leagues of Leagues. I'm glad to be part of that as well, too.
That's exciting. Yes, sir. We're looking forward to all those things. Who would you like to thank tonight, Ryan, to help you get here in Victory Lane?
Well, mainly you, because you're the one that put on this dirt thing. I mean, it was a lot of fun. A lot of us have been asking for dirt. We finally got dirt, and then you went ahead and decided to give us a dirt league, and I'm excited for it. I'm a little bit more excited for the late models than I am the sprints, but you know, that's just the way kind of driver I am. I like to sling cars sideways. These ones, you have to be straight to go fast, but anyways, I'd like to thank Michael D'Amico for All Pro Broadcasting. He always puts on a great broadcast in all of the series. Yourself, obviously, and Gary Sexton. I saw him. He was doing co-interviews with you, and it was good watching the B-Main from where I was sitting.
Yes, sir. I tell you what, some of the drivers, they should be thanking Gary for not racing against him, because he's a pretty good dirt racer himself, but he has decided to help me in the broadcast booth. We appreciate that. And by the way, there was a lot of great people like Judd Danielson. We do have Gary Sexton. We got some other people that have helped us along the way to make a decision to do this dirt series. We don't want to definitely miss out Michael D'Amico with All Pro Broadcasting. He has done a lot of work in the background to get this thing going and get it set up. And we definitely appreciate you being here. Congratulations, Ryan. We'll definitely talk to you soon. And you have a great week.
Thank you. You too.
All right, now, Gary, I think we have caught up with Buzz Moore, who's got his microphone fixed.
And Buzz Moore coming home in 3rd place tonight. And, man, we saw lots of battles back there from around 2nd to 5th to 3rd, guys running all sorts of lines. We saw guys pulling slide jobs on you and you pulling slide jobs on guys. Was that as crazy down there as it was for us up here? And how did you maneuver your vehicle into 3rd place?
Oh, definitely. It was a blast down there, man. Me and Scott Sanderson were having a heck of a race there the last few laps towards the end. Also trying to dodge that first wreck. I don't know how we missed that one, but we kept on going and pulled on through to top 3 finish. Kind of surprised, a little bit of beginner's luck on that one, seeing that first time I hit the track today was about practice.
Well, yeah, that's pretty impressive. We know from your from you in the other series that you're fast, and I'm sure it was not too hard for you to adjust to that. And speaking of adjusting, you know, how much did the track change from the start of the race, and do you think that helped you or hurt you going forward?
I'd say I'd started overdriving it towards the end of the race. Track started getting a little bit too slick and getting into corners. Car was trying to kick out on me, but once I figured out how to keep underneath me, I was able to keep it straight into 3rd.
Awesome. So is there anyone you would like to thank for tonight's top 3 finish?
Other than my sponsors, Budweiser, that'd be it for tonight, I believe.
Yeah, I got a quick question for you, Buzz. We did talk to Ryan A. Hill a minute ago. He said he had some dirt, real-life racing experience. Are you in that same category, Buzz?
Yeah, I actually come from the karting world. I haven't done any bigger cars on dirt, but I've been on it my whole life, essentially.
So how old were you when you first started karting on dirt?
I started when I was 10 years old back in 1996.
Wow, so you got a good 10, 11 years of experience on dirt. We seem to find that most guys, not everybody, but most guys who are really good in any of these series we're putting on here at Dominos TYJ Racing, they've got some real-life experience. And I tell you what, there's nothing that replaces the real-world experience. I wish I had it, and I'm happy you've got it. Congratulations tonight, and we'll definitely talk to you coming up here pretty soon.
All right, thank you, Robert.
Thank you, Buzz. Well, Gary, what are your takeaways from tonight's race? It went by quick, but it was definitely exciting.
Yeah, like last week, I'm breaking out into a sweat, and it's not because of the weather over here. Man, that was exciting. I'm looking forward to next week's race. Not sure where we're going, but I'm sure it's going to be crazy. Some takeaways, these guys gotta practice and work on, if they're going to run the bottom, they got to try to keep it out of that inside wall. I know it's a lot easier said than done, but that's something I do in my practice, and I'd like to see these guys do, so that we don't have these cars bouncing off the inside wall. And it's, I don't blame anybody for doing it, but if they want to make those passes on the bottom, that's something they're going to have to work on. I think it was a pretty eye-opening experience for a lot of these guys, getting their tires bouncing off that inside wall. And it's just another product that makes this dirt racing really, 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 really exciting. And another variable on top of the changing track conditions and trying to find a new line and multiple grooves and going sideways. And man, this is awesome.
Yeah, I tell you what, I really appreciate you helping out here, Gary. I know this is exciting for you. It's exciting for me. I know it's exciting for all the fans. And again, we do want to mention we do have a winner tonight for the free large 3-topping Domino's Pizza carryout only. It is Tim Jefferson from Boulder, Colorado. I hope they're done with snow up there in Colorado. You live up in Colorado yourself, don't you?
Yeah, I think the snow might be done for the year. You never know out here in Colorado. The weather changes constantly, but it's pretty warm right now. It's actually pretty nice. It's a big misconception with Colorado. It's mostly in the 60s and 70s most of the year, and then you'll get a week or two where it snows a lot, and then it'll be sunny. So hopefully the weather is over with for the summer, so we can start doing some outside stuff.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Gary. Next Sunday night, fans, you do want to tune in at 8:50 p.m. Eastern. We will be at Williams Grove Raceway Park, I think it's called. It's another dirt track. It's going to be very exciting. We're going to have another full field of drivers, each of them trying to better their finish from tonight and the first week. So we'll be having race number 3 of 10 in the Sprint 360 car next Sunday night at Williams Grove. But fans, you do get your next chance to win a free large 3-topping Domino's Pizza this coming Wednesday night. We're going to have the trucks at Kansas, and fans, you do not want to miss this race coming up. I tell you what, Kansas is a track, Gary, where there's a lot of speed, and in these trucks, the way they can draft and the way you have to use the high lane all the way around the track is going to be super exciting. And I tell you what, I'm looking forward to watching that race. I'm looking forward to seeing which truck drivers are able to maybe get their first win of the series for 2017. And, of course, Thursday night we have the Xfinity cars at Talladega. Gary, you're going to be in that race, I'm pretty sure, as well as the truck race. I'm sure you're going to have a good room. We're looking forward for that for you. I just wanted to mention thank you so much to Michael D'Amico with All Pro Broadcasting. This has been the All Pro Broadcasting Dirt Renegade Showdown here at Volusia. We will be coming back to Volusia in a few weeks, but next week it will be Williams Grove. So for Gary Sexton, Michael D'Amico with All Pro Broadcasting, who does the incredible camera angles here for us tonight, I am Robert McFarland. Thanks for tuning in, fans. You have a great week, and make sure you subscribe so you'll be able to get that alert on your phone or your device Wednesday night around 8:30, so you will not miss your chance to win the free pizza. Fans, have a great week. We'll talk to you soon.
the number 0 JD Motorsports Chevrolet, and you're watching All Pro Broadcasting.